guess it's just gonna show up under. I guess it would just show up under my channel as a live video. Okay, there we go. There we go. Share. Boom, boom, boom. What's up, guys? I don't know if anybody is watching. If so, bear with me for one moment. I just want to share the link on Twitter to my people there, But anyways, guys, if you're here, can you guys hear me? Can somebody confirm if you can? Yo, boys, what's up, boss? Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, man. That's why I decided to do the live. Like I said, I haven't gotten. And look, you see what I'm using, right, boys? Good looking out, man. But yeah, that was the whole purpose of me wanting to do the live video so that I can kind of connect with people who I haven't before. Just kind of pop in, say hey, whatever. I got kind of some things I want to talk about too. You know what I mean? That I'll get into. I just want to kind of get this link out really quickly here. But yeah, man. As usual, everybody watching. If I think you're gonna be able to view this afterwards, after I'm done the stream. Remember to be positive, optimistic, keep positive people in your circle. That's always key, obviously, man. I want to thank a lot of people. Yang Gang. First off, to start, I want to thank the Yang Gang, and of course, give a special thanks to certain Yang Gang members. Right, we got my man Boyce, also known as Mindful Skeptics. Will, Andre, you know who you are. It will post after the live stream. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, man. And I feel so grateful, man, for all of the people who've been there to support me and just kind of been, in my corner. I haven't been on as much lately. You know what? Matter of fact, let me check. Yeah, man, this coronavirus thing has really gotten me to the point where I've been able to just kind of focus on my family, and it's gotten to the point where that has kind of taken over everything else. Everything else that I have planned to do and thought was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Boys, I know you can probably attest to that. Of course, right now you're not going through that, but you have those times, man, where you know. Oh, live. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go live on Instagram too, man. So hopefully, I don't know. I set this up right here. I'm gonna probably. I don't think I need my. Yeah, man. So give me 1 second. Yo, I'm getting all screwed up here. Yeah. So doing this live, in addition to being able to speak with and maybe connect with people that I haven't before, or that I haven't in a while. In addition to that, I also just want to kind of talk about certain things that I just feel are important and need to be discussed in general, surrounding things like just our society. You got this whole thing with the coronavirus. Staying at home, which is one of those things that everybody is taking differently. Like some people don't want to stay home, some people want to stay home. I'm curious to know what most people think about it. In my circle, I don't really get to talk to people as it relates to the coronavirus, so I wonder if you guys think you should stay in the house, if you think you shouldn't. Me personally, I'm lucky enough to be in a position where it hasn't affected me personally, the coronavirus. I know some people who have family members. You know, a coworker of mine has a grandmother who's in the hospital. And I have other friends who have told me that they have family members who are in the hospital due to the coronavirus. And it's really at the point right now where even if you're not in a hospital due to the coronavirus, it's still to the point where it'll affect you because the the lack of equipment, the lack of people being around to cater to the people who don't have coronavirus. Because that's what the preference is here. Give me 1 second. Mm. Right, man. I mean, there's just honestly, boys, there's just a lot of people that are on Instagram that are not on YouTube and vice versa. I really wish I could stream on Twitter too, because there's a lot of people on Twitter who I really would like to talk to and connect to. I had a strong connection with a lot of the Yang Gang members, so I would want to sort of reinvite them in and really invite them in here too. That's why I kind of put that link out there just to kind of say what's up and hate everybody. You know what I mean? I got Rockstar Demigod in the live in Instagram. What's up? What's up, bro? I love you, man. But yeah, man, and bro, just because you coming in to catch you up, man, I just did a quick live because I wanted to connect with people who I don't, talk to like that. You being one of them, bro. I mean, we talk, but I could talk to you more. Obviously, I love you, man. But I want people as they see the live there to just kind of pop in, and I just speak to them as they come. And in the middle, I just kind of speak about stuff that that's on my mind. One being this coronavirus, which I was talking about. You know what I mean, in terms of whether or not it's important for us to stay in, what our perspectives are. You know what I mean? Some people don't want to stay in, some people do. For me, I like the fact that I can work at home, and because nobody personally in my life has been affected, I don't know anybody who's died from it or is in a hospital right now. So it's not hitting me the same as it is the people who are really going through it. We just take it slightly because it's not personally affecting us. Some of us, I'm not speaking for everybody, but a lot of people. He's still under quarantine. Yeah, I mean we I wouldn't use the word quarantine here just because it's people are just moving freely, but Governor Hogan, our governor, has put us under the position of I think it's just businesses can open, but it's limited to businesses other than gyms, you know, parks are still closed, things like that, but businesses can still open, like as long as they're doing dining, not dine, curbside delivery. He opened up businesses. Basically, he kind of caved into Trump a little bit. Our governor is Republican, so he kind of caved in a little bit, but he is still holding strong with the businesses that are non-essential or that he hasn't declared and everything. um, I'm willing to, I'm willing to deal with whatever the situation may be. Yo, Mike, what's up, boss? Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Being with your family, man, is so important. Like, and I just been doing so many things with Gerald lately. That's just it's making me realize that I would have been given 8 hours of my day every day somewhere else away from him. You know what I mean? Not saying that that's not something you should do. That is the norm, but to not be able to just makes me so more grateful for it. You know what I mean? So from that perspective, the coronavirus kind of gave me a little, I don't know, gave me a little awakening, gave me some insight, further connection to my baby. Who that? Oh, what's up, Tim? What's up, Tim? Salute, bro. Good to hear from you, man. Definitely. That was the whole purpose of me. That was the whole purpose of me doing the live, man, just to make sure that I can hear from people that I haven't heard from, see from people that I haven't seen. You know what I mean? And just have general conversation and whatnot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. Love you too, Tim, man. I really appreciate that, man. Been going through it, man. You know about my situation, but things getting a lot better, man, and I'm doing a lot better. You know what I was going through recently with the whole mental health thing, which is why I promote mental health awareness. You know what I mean? Because of my experience with that whole thing, it's crazy. It means a lot to me to have family members and friends and people that care come through and say stuff like that, man. So I love you, bro. Hit me whenever you want to, whenever you can, man. I'm always available. I'm more of a social media person, you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, I'm there, you know what I mean. Just hit me and we can connect, you know what I mean. Whatever. Trying to get things more in even footing, I guess you would, you know what I mean. Get myself back in order. But yeah, man. In the meantime and in between time, as people hopefully stop by and keep stopping by, one of the things that concerned me during this whole pandemic and the stay-at-home orders and people defying them and the protests is the possibility of a civil war. You know what I mean? And I wonder what people's thoughts are with that. One of the things that's making me think that it's probably a lot more possible is the constant talk that I hear around it. I hear a lot of people talking more now about the racism and the um, disparities that we see amongst minorities. You hear it in general conversation, and that's not to say that I've been everywhere. That's not to say that I've been everywhere and I know what everybody's saying, but I can at least speak to the fact that the people that I hear around me are talking about it more. When I see posts, you see a lot more, and it might be just that social media is causing, people to sort of be more vigilant and be more, willing to record. And just be willing to put stuff on blast. You know what I mean? Thank you for the like, whoever liked it. Liking it helps obviously with the algorithm. You know what I mean? Let people know that they like what they say. But yeah, man. Like I said, man, this whole situation is just so sad, especially being that I have children. What's up, Musa? Especially being that I have children that I've brought into the world. I know all of my fellow parents out there, fellow fathers. You can understand what I mean. You know what I mean when we think about the stuff that's happening in today's age. I worry for my children about society. You know what I mean? Just where things are going. With the whole Civil War thing that I mentioned, and just the protests that are getting so rowdy, and the cops are just killing us now. Like it's not even up for debate. Like they just so we at a point where we have to, I guess, make a stand, take a stand, or do something. I mean, we see that happening across the country. There's a lot of different like cities, and you had like Detroit, Minneapolis. Obviously, they're protesting about what happened to George Floyd. You got DC, where they recently had the people that were there attacking police officers, and you know what I mean. I'm not gonna say attacking police officers; they were defending themselves, against police officers who were trying to brutally attack them. You know what I mean? And I just feel like this is the start, man. This is the start. Like we are literally witnessing hitting history right now, and we are playing a role in what the history books will be, dictating to people years down the line about what might happen, man. Because Trump has unleashed something that is like vicious, you know what I mean, in the country. And I mean, it's not like he created it. Boyce, I heard you. I don't know if you're still there, Boyce, but if you did, I heard you say this on your page a couple times. It's not like he created it. You know what I mean? He just sort of awakened it. You know what I mean? Because it's not like when slavery or segregation was around. When it was changed by law, that the people who were for it disappeared. You know what I mean? It's not like the people who were for slavery just dwindled away in the thin air. They're still there. They were still your neighbors. They still lived on, a block away and such. So, you know what I mean? Exactly. Emboldened. I would definitely agree with that word. He got them to the point where now they're just willing to just come out and say whatever they want to say. They out with, with signs, Confederate flags. Like I remember back when I was in school, when I was in history class, they were kind of like speaking about the Confederate flag in a way as if it should be shameful. You know what I mean? As if that's something you don't really want to see. And now to see people like holding it up, on camera, they riding around with it on the back of their trucks. You know what I mean? And we got a president who's just all for it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like the times that we are in right now are crazy. You need your family, you need love, you need support. Everybody's acting crazy and wild out here. It's to the point where I really, the Murder Inc. page. Most people from Baltimore know the Murder Inc. Be More page. I hate looking at that page because every time I look at it, I gotta see more of what reality is. You know what I mean? And it's not that you want to run from reality or hide from it. It's just sometimes, in order for you to be the best you know what I mean, you have to focus on what's in front of you. You know what I mean? Just for being. Yeah, boys. I mean, yeah, man. Yeah, you're mixed though, right? I mean, what is your actual ethnicity, boys, if you don't mind me asking. But yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy that the whole race thing in general is crazy. My viewpoint on it, I think, is a little bit different than others, or it might not be. I don't know. People can let me know. But my viewpoint on race has always been like that. I don't think it's a problem that we are different races. You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, I actually didn't 100% disagree with the ideology of races being separate, and I'll further explain in just a moment. Um, okay, I got you, boys. But you know what I mean? Like, I always felt like if I hate when, for instance, I hate when white people say, or certain white people who are trying to not seem racist, they say I don't see color. You know what I mean? When you say you don't see color, I feel offended by that. I feel like you are stripping me of everything that makes me what I am. You know what I mean? To say you don't see color, because you should see me and you should see everything that is me and makes me what I am. The problem is not seeing it. The problem is acceptance of it and acceptance of the difference, between me and you. And that's where the problem comes in, with the racism. I don't see any problem with, one race being their race, this race being this race. Everybody should, like if I say that Mexican, or that French guy, like we're all French is not a race, I don't believe. But you get my point. What I'm saying is, we should all be able to self-identify. It would help us ourselves to be able to kind of feel confident about who we are and what we are, if we can have that confidence in the things that make us what we are. Like we all know, like black people or African Americans are known for dancing. That's something where if like a black person or if a white person were to say, you would say it was racist. You know what I mean? If a white person was to say, oh, he can probably dance, he's black, you would say that's fucking racist. You know what I mean? um but it is something that sort of identifies with the black culture and African Americans. We have rhythm, typically. I don't know that, I'm not a scientist. I didn't put it under a microscope and check to make sure that we're genetically predisposed to these things. But from my experience in life, black people tend to have rhythm versus white people. So, you know what I mean? Because of that, because of that, it's like we have to understand that we all have our differences, and we can sort of co-live together. I don't even know if co-live is a word. I doubt it, but we can co-mingle, coexist is about it together. Hey, Diamond. But yeah, man, so yeah, like I said, man, I really, really, honestly and truthfully worry about the whole race situation, and just the possibility of a civil war. You know what I mean? We have situations where our government is covering. You know what I mean? Like our government is covering for the things that are taking place in the country in terms of disparities, taking money from the poor, taking money, giving money to the rich. Even when we're in a situation where we have a pandemic, we got hundreds of thousands of people filing for unemployment, everybody's broke. They still don't want to, they still don't want to give money. And on top of, to add insult to injury, on top of that, they want to give money to the rich. That's the reason that it was taking so long for them to pass the bills, because they wanted to keep tacking on extra benefits for the rich so that they could reap benefits from, this whole COVID situation, with them, being able to put stocks and money into certain things that are, plummeting or raising high at this point. So it's just everything, man. It's the way everything is set up right now. It just looks so bad for like what our future is gonna be. I'm really anxious to see how this presidency, this vote is gonna go. Like the with us being in the state that we're in, how would we vote? Like I wonder, like, Trump is already right now trying to say that mail-in votes are fraudulent. I know that you guys heard about that. If you didn't, you can Google it. Find out YouTube. There's video of him saying, or I think it was a tweet. He said a mail-in vote is fraudulent. Meanwhile, his press secretary is defending her right to do mail-in votes. It's foolishness. So, and then speaking of the press secretary, like I just think that the way that Trump is he's distancing himself from us. Like if you notice when he talks, he says the governors need to worry about what they got to worry about. The governors need to take care of that, and the government will kind of sit back on the sideline. It just sort of seems like it's setting up for, you know, the civil war and quote unquote kind of setup. So I don't know, man. It's I thought that the stimulus check was nice. Man, it was definitely nice to be able to get, some money from that for once from the government, since they take money from you every chance they get, you know. Um, that's about it. It's probably about all I could say about that. Still ain't gonna change nothing with all of these, all of the killing that's taking place amongst these police officers and our black males. Start school with the social distancing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wonder about that too. I mean, I'm me personally, I'm very interested in homeschooling, right? So I always been a big fan of homeschooling. It's not been something that I had personal experience with, but I did look it up and I looked up information about it and how to go about it. And that's something that I think I'm going to probably invest in definitely with my two youngest once they start school, which will be in about 3 years. And I mean, I teach them now though. I mean, I really don't feel like, the whole school thing is something that like man made, in terms of a structure to just get us through life, in the ideology of education. But in terms of learning, you can learn at any point, you know what I mean? So I don't think that you need to wait until school. So I can really start teaching them now and priming myself to get ready for, when I have to teach them even harder things. Not to mention my daughters, my oldest, Journey and Justice. Um, they are going to need to be homeschooled. Um, Ideally, once that whole situation is figured out, which we won't go into right now. But yeah, man, I don't know. So try to keep things as positive as possible. That's a segue into that. Try to stay as positive as possible. That's why I always like to say that quote. As y'all probably know, if you see me before, I say, please remember to be positive, optimistic, and keep positive people in your circle. And that's so important because, like, with the stuff that's happening right now, some of it you have to rely on some morals that you have and some like experiences that you had from when you were younger, and stuff that happens around you to keep you from caving. You know what I mean? To keep you from being the kind of person that would do some of the things that the people who you don't um, like would do. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just think it's very important for us to focus on being positive. So much negativity everywhere. You know, don't let the devil steal your joy. That's what my aunt used to tell me when I lived with her in Colorado Springs. She had a church going home. We had to go to church 7 days a week because we owned the church and we had to open it every day. I'm not salty about it at all, and I don't care. But that happened. And that could be a segue to a conversation about religion, which could be like a year's worth of live time to talk about because that's a whole nother thing. So I don't know that I want to get into that. For those that are watching who see this, make sure that y'all check out my family collage. I don't know if you saw it. We took like a bunch of pictures and put them together on like a cardboard. Kind of glued it on there, put it up on the wall. And I got a couple videos on Instagram where I showed it and zoomed in on certain pictures. I think I'm gonna start doing that as like making that my thing because we're gonna make more and put more pictures on there too of friends and such. Like now the corona killing people. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, the school shooting thing was just crazy too. Now that I think about that when you say that the whole school shooting ordeal that was taking place before the pandemic, we haven't had anything like that happen. I don't think like in recent times since then. But yeah. So then we have um, we got cops shooting us. We got the coronavirus killing us, right? So find positivity in the people that are around you. You know, make sure that you keep. All right, are we back on? Can you hear me? Let me know something, Musa. No, I think you back on. I had my I had my mic set to off, and that typically will turn it off normally when it's working right. Still no sound. Still no sound. Yeah, that's not cool, bro. All right, we back up. We back up. No. Oh man, that's no good. That's no good. I might have to unplug and plug back in. Might have to unplug her and plug her back in. Let me see. Oh yes, we good now. All right, all right, all right. I think the cord was loose in the back. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But that threw me off topic. I forgot what I was talking about. I don't know. Randomly, let's just say something good. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay home. I mean, as long as I guess they do it. Back to the conversation about whether or not we should open and when we should open. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the science. I feel like that's really a conversation of whether or not you are a science person or you are like a non-science person. Like, you know what I mean? Because science says don't do it. Like if you think about the just logically thinking about it, obviously your chances of getting hundreds of thousands more people sick if you send people out there right now is higher. But then you have to. I think it's just a balancing act of whether or not that or being able to go to the party is better. What's better, being able to go to the party or being able to say 100% that we're free? But then you also got the downside of people who don't have jobs, people who can't work, And that's why I feel like the real issue is not even really the coronavirus. It's really our president or lack thereof. You know what I mean? Lack thereof presidential guidance during this entire endeavor. Because at the end of the day, had he been a little bit more prepared as he should have, or had we all been more informed at an earlier point, then as many people wouldn't have got sick. You know what I mean? We could have did something earlier. We could have shut down flights earlier. We could have stopped travel. I don't know. There's tons of things that could have been done to try to halt the spread, but obviously that wasn't done, and now we're where we are. You know what I mean? So what can we say? Gotta do what we gotta do. Gotta fight the good fight. We gotta keep looking at my man during his press conferences when he come out there with his bobblehead, because you already know that he's on whatever he's on. I forgot what it is. David Packman did a segment on him and explained what he takes, and they had clips and pictures of him. I think it was Sudafed, was it? Yeah, I think it was Sudafed that he takes, and man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like the corona is mostly people with underlying health conditions because they tired of paying for them. So we're gonna take them out. Jeez, Diamond. Okay, so yeah, no, like okay, so that's a good point to bring up. Somebody brought up a point of maybe this coronavirus targeting the old people because they don't want to deal with taking care of them anymore. Social Security, all those kind of things. I mean, that's kind of conspiracy theorist y. Like I am a little bit of a conspiracy theorist at times, but I don't know if I would go that far. I don't think that they would use the coronavirus to do that, or I would say I don't think it was like created for that purpose or had that intention. But I do think that that is one of the things they're considering, when they're deciding to delay the testing so that more people can get sick, and delay sending materials to the hospitals where they know that older people are. I think that they're taking that into account at that level, but I don't think it was at at like a higher level of like when was initially known or announced that it was brought here. You know what I mean? Um, but I mean that is a possibility. I wouldn't strike it out because worse things have happened. So yeah, it's definitely possible. But either way, it is definitely affecting our older population a lot worse than it is the younger population, at least based on the numbers and the reporting that I've seen, at least. And that's it's tough, man, because you got Republicans going out there saying that you need to give your life, so that the country can live. They're basically spinning the brain of these Republican voters, which is not hard to do, obviously, but um, they're trying to make them think that it's patriotic for them to just go out there and risk their life. You know what I mean? And the thing is, the crazy thing about it is they're saying you should risk your life because it's patriotic, but then they're saying there's no risk, so we don't need to stay in. So it's like, how is it, how are they risking their life, and how is it patriotic for them to go out there if you're saying there's no problem, so we don't need to go out there? It's just crazy. And then on another end, they're also flipping and saying that there is a problem, but it's not that big of a problem, and it's coming down, and there could be a bigger problem on the other end, which Donald Trump said people are going to die. We're going to have mass dying sprees. We're going to have mass dying sprees if if we keep the stay at home order enacted. Then we're gonna have massive people dying. They're gonna die from layoffs. People are gonna die from unemployment. It's the biggest killer ever. Coronavirus got nothing on stay at home orders. This is our goddamn president. This is this is our goddamn president. Okay, I can't even make this shit up. I can't even make this up. Jesus, keep on. Keep dropping my phone. Sorry, but yeah, this is so crazy. Like this is really our president. He's really the guy who's saying the things that we are talking about right now. Like it's not even like a movie. It's not fake, made up. None of that. It's not Playtime, Storytime, no Disney, Pixar, nothing, nothing. That's what we got. So, and that's also the importance of people like, you know, us staying in communication with each other and just, keeping the positive vibes going, keeping the, what do you call it, like positivity, optimism, all that good stuff. Yeah, been on this live for about 35 minutes. This is my first live, so got that under my belt. I've gone live before. That's the thing. I might go live. I don't really have a lot of time to go live because I'll be working all the time, but on Thursdays may work. I think I may do like a Thursday live thing and start. I might start like on Thursdays, just do these, just pop in, just give a chance for people who do see my post throughout the week and digest it and don't get a chance to spit anything back out, to spit it back out, or to just see it and then the next time catch it and speak on something, or you never know. Yeah. But yeah, man, you guys, it's always a pleasure, of course, to kick it with you, right? To spit knowledge and to have conversations about this here society. I think that maybe winding down soon, but then like partly I don't at the same time because like I don't know. I be having a lot of thoughts, man. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just sit and zone out and think about stuff. There may or may not be something that helps me think about stuff that I do, but whatever. And yeah, man, I just really want to be able to kind of spit those thoughts out and get feedback and such, and be able to have more content for people to be able to understand me and know me, who I am, what I think about. Right? It's not a lot. It's not really hard to figure out. Just a dad, pretty much. Just a dad and a Yang Gang member, and and a music artist too. Right? Yeah. Haven't been doing much of that lately. I probably should at some point, but who knows? Probably will. Probably will. Y'all should check it out. Check it out. If you're watching this, check it out. Right. So at some point, check out JGiddins the artist. Just Google it, YouTube it, whatever. You'll be able to find it. It's pretty quick. You can search the hashtag JGiddins the artist too, and just peep a couple of the tracks. Little plug in there during my segment. Yo, I'm telling you, if I mess up this mic, if I mess up this mic, don't play with me. Yeah, man. Oh man, I got to see my man Timothy. I ain't heard from my man Timothy in a while. I guess I should say my fam Timothy in a while. So that was nice. have been nice to be able to have. You know what I'm saying? I should I should also did Facebook Live, because I know on Facebook there's a lot of people too that like I would love to connect with. You know, but at this point, like I've like said a lot of the stuff that I would have wanted to say. You know, upsets me a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, I was like, I was like, what? Oh man, yeah, man. I need to get back up on the what's going on with the Yang Gang, man? Like, what's going on with the Yang Gang? That's really what I need to figure out because I haven't really been, yeah, involved like that. All right, guys, listen, it's your boy JGiddins. I'm about to be heading out of this live. I really appreciate you guys coming through. You know, peeping, saying what's up, and all that good stuff. All right, it's your boy JGiddins out. Remember to be positive, be optimistic, keep positive people in your circle, all that good stuff. If less can kill, who that is? Is that LaShawn? What's up, LaShawn? I think she already done dipped out. But you know, of course, remember to be positive, optimistic, keep positive people in your circle, and love y'all.